on from here. Kotaku writer Ian Walker falsely claims Street Fighter 6 will feature series first playable black woman.
Wait, so it was false?
Oh boy.
No, it wasn't. The claim wasn't false. Well,
Yes,
the
the
fact
claim
that
is
she made the claim is not false. The claim was false.
the first playable black woman part is false because you can't play as her. No, I'm just kidding. I'd like to point out how much we despise the progressive thinker who rewrites history so they can make it themselves. History, that is. And how like the bending over backwards to not be wrong is just so fucking pathetic. So let's hear it. In the latest example of how identity politics serves only to erase history and denigrate true accomplishments, Kotaku writer Ian Walker has falsely asserted that Capcom's upcoming Street Fighter 6 will feature the series' first playable black woman, despite the fact that the actual first rep for this demographic was fully established 25 years earlier. So on June 2nd, as part of PlayStation... forgot about that fucking image. On June 2nd, as part of PlayStation's June 2022 State of Play event, Capcom unveiled their latest trailer for Street Fighter 6, the cautiously anticipated next proper entry in their genre-defining fighting game series. Unfortunately for Capcom, near immediately after the trailer premiered, the game's apparent full starting roster was leaked online. So, what am I looking at here? Is this Chun-Li?
I believe it is.
Okay.
I mean, who else would have such a lovely caboose?
She smacked Ryu so hard with her ass that he literally shat himself. It looks like... In addition to giving fans their first proper look at the new appearances of the series' returning cast, Ryu, Ken, Zangief, Dalsim, E-Honda, Blanca, Guile, Chun-Li, Cammy, DJ, Rashid, Juri, Ed, and Akuma, those supposed leaks also revealed the upcoming debut of 6 new World Warriors. Aside from the previously revealed Luke and Jamie, the Drunken Fist Master who debuted in the State of Play trailer, these new challengers include Italian MMA brawler Marisa, French judo fighter Mamon, Mexican weapon wielder Lily, Russian mystery gentleman JP, American seemingly guy-inspired ninja Kimberly, that's the black one, and Chinese femme fatale AKI. Okay. Reporting on these leaks for Kotaku, Walker made his patently false assertion on June 3rd, writing that the aforementioned Kimberly, quote, will be the series' first playable black woman. However, as noted above, Street Fighter's actual first playable black woman made her debut 25 years ago. Hailing from Kenya, the capoeira-using Princess Elena entered into fighting game history in 1997, appearing on the core roster of Street Fighter III New Generation. She's also beautiful.
And get fucked, right?
Further, Kimberly is not even the second playable black woman to appear in the series, as the previous title, Street Fighter V, the literal previous entry, saw the introduction of Menat, a soul power studying DLC fighter who hailed from Egypt. Guys, what continent is Egypt on?
Oh, I don't know.
That's
AC.
right.
Is it Africa?
Everyone knows Africa is a really predominantly white continent.
Oh,
guys,
is it too much to ask?
You guys don't understand. See, when the DLC came out, they
get
ran
paid
the
to do this,
story.
guys.
The first female black character gets his DLC character. There you go. And then now we just forget about that because who has memory? And now we got to run it again. The first playable female black character.
Like I said.
And then next year, when the new game comes out, it'll be and a new female characters. It's gonna be the first female.
It'll be the first
Black
gay character
Panther,
next game.
the first black superhero movie.
I mean,
Spawn,
yeah,
fucking
they do it all the
Meteor
time.
Man, Hancock. Like, come on now.
They do it all the
Inundated,
time.
Dude,
inundated with a wave of pushback over his error, Walker attempted to move the goalposts, as they always do, writing on June 4th in a series of now deleted tweets, quote, "You celebrate Street Fighter 6, including the franchise's first playable black woman, and suddenly everyone wants to question your street cred because you forgot about Elena. I've been playing fighting games for almost 30 years. Elena is Kenyan. Kimberly is African American. There's a difference."
it's
Said-
almost as if Kenya is more to the
Fuck
core
you.
of where the origins of that ethnicity comes from.
If for once
Okay,
these people
no,
would take
shit.
the
I
L-
was supposed to prepare something here. I was supposed to have that clip of Joe Biden saying, if you have trouble voting, determining whether you're going to vote for me or Trump, then you went black. And then I was going to have a
Hold on.
picture of Elena
go-
with a MAGA hat on, turning white. I'm sorry I didn't get that in time. I forgot.
Can
It's
you
probably
go back
for the best
to
he didn't.
Can you go back to his original statement
This one? Oh, did they have this
where
one?
he says it's the first whatever character?
I think he deleted it.
Okay, but he said black women, right? Not
Yes, that was his exact words.
not
It was right here.
African American.
Walker made his potentially false assertion on June 3rd, writing, "Oh, okay, so this is a Kotaku, probably article, Kotaku article,
Yeah.
that
What's
the
the preference?
aforementioned Kimberly, quote, will be the series' first playable black woman."
Okay, so you can't even make the argument that it was,
Yeah.
well, I meant African American
Well,
woman.
Right.
clearly their definition of black woman means African American woman. But obviously,
So
We
again,
didn't get
in
the
in
memo.
typical Western progressive fashion, the only group that matters is the black woman, right? Like the African American,
The double minority.
yeah.
Except they clearly don't, because they don't even remember the own, playable black women beforehand. The what is it? The Elena that was from from 20
Street Fighter 3.
fucking years ago or whatever.
Yeah. Street Fighter 3 New Generation from '97.
If these people
Dude,
would
like-
just take the L for once, if they'd be like, "Oh, my mistake, my bad, I was wrong. Apparently, I missed it on 2 characters. My bad."
their next goalpost is going to be, oh, I didn't. They're going to say, the
Elena's
first black.
trans. This is
the
the
first-
first black woman.
No. The first playable black woman from California.
Right.
Oh, what's that? Last game
From
that was
Compton.
African American. Well, they weren't from California. They're gonna make like smaller subdivisions
Yeah,
of
that's
firsts
the
to
most
achieve.
oppressed class, the black woman from California.
Yep, but what is it? I can see Street Fighter 7. They're gonna include this exact same character and say the first again.
The same thing happened every time black women used to ask a representation in Overwatch before Sojourn, he continued. Symmetria is Indian, Farah is Egyptian. They do not reflect the unique and separate culture of the African diaspora in America, which rarely receives attention in games.
Oh,
So
African, you
unfortunately-
say. I guess
But that's not what
Egypt
you
isn't
said.
African enough.
Oh,
African
the
isn't-
culture.
Well, hold on. Well, first of all, yeah, the Egyptian is African, but the other thing is, I'm sorry that Overwatch has like 30 characters, and it took them a while to spin that wheel enough times to get an African American character,
I fully
an
expect.
African American woman, because there were
Right.
multiple African American guys, but
Right.
it's just
And
luck of the draw on that.
right. Is Sagat black, or is he's from Thailand, or is he actually black? I don't think he's black, right? I'm trying to fucking not big Balrog is in the starting roster right from the first game. Fucking
I don't
what's
know
his
Street
name?
Fighter
Bison.
that much.
The one that in the Japanese one is M. Bison because it's literally Mike Tyson.
Huh.
So, checkmate, liberals. No. Where was I? Same thing. I read that. I fully expect I'm not explaining this well enough, and frankly, it's not really my place. fucking listen to this cunt. I fully expect I'm not explaining this well enough. And frankly,
You
it's
guys
not
aren't
really my
agreeing with
place
me.
to act like an expert on the subject. So
Hold on.
please read this blog.
You guys aren't agreeing with me, and so clearly I'm not explaining myself correctly. Like, come on.
Maybe
No,
you're wrong.
it's not that. It's the you didn't fall for my moving of the goalpost 20 million miles closer to the sun. So I'm gonna let this black woman who's talking about something we're not even talking about, Overwatch. I'm gonna let her speak for me, because if you challenge her, well, you're just a racist. Effectively, that's what's happening. I'm going to let you read this blog, he added, linking to a Kotaku piece, which appears to lack a header image, thus its odd preview appearance as a blank square. It's a rectangle, wherein a 23-year-old black woman took issue with Overwatch's lack of a female character who specifically represented her own set of ill-defined experiential criteria. And if you still don't care, Walker ultimately concluded, please reconsider giving me shit and simply celebrate that Street Fighter continues to grow more and more diverse with every game.
Yeah, he
Fuck these
doesn't
people.
understand the reason why he's getting shat on.
Yeah, because he had to twist it in a way to make it a istophobia type comment.
Yeah.
He needed to retain his woke point count, but then when he realized he wasn't gaining any, he's like, I need to
Remember-
maintain the level.
This reminds me of something. This is so weird. Every time I revisit a previous podcast, this happens. Every fucking time I do this. Do you guys remember this? Like, I'm having deja vu again from this podcast. Who forgot to invite Chun-Li to the Mortal Kombat?
Right.
Like, I'm revisiting this in my mind right now. When we covered that, where the Mortal Kombat trailer dropped, and they're like, but where's Chun-Li?
It's funny because I think at first when I read that, I'm like, oh, fair. And then I'm like, oh.
All right. Before we come into this article, I'll catch up on the chat.